I want to respond to some of the criticism that my most recent video has faced. The TLDR is basically that 90% of the people that has criticized my video have not watched it. And they're just leaving emotional takes. Some of them very bad, which I'll get to. But my main point here is, if you're going to do that, I'm not the one you have to bring your emotions to, okay? I highly recommend that you go talk to a therapist or a psychologist, because this is not a place to leave an emotion, right? You can watch the video and criticize it in the way that you want, but for 90% of the people that just leave terrible takes or things that are just not relevant or true in this video, then I'm not the person to go to, okay? Firstly, we'll address the one where people are saying because she's a woman, like, why targeting a woman? That's irrelevant. And it's such a terrible take and damaging. Because you're implying because she's a woman, she's incapable of responsibility, accountability, or anything else. And that is extremely sexist and such a terrible take that you should not even, like, consider. Like, I don't even know why that crossed your mind. Same as people calling this an incel video. Like, why are you bringing gender into this discussion? It's not relevant at all. And the only thing you're implying is negative towards your goal. So please, for your own sake, just don't bring it up. It is damaging. Of one, someone called this gay, right? And if you want to bring those derogatory terms, be my guest, but I will delete it. And all it means is that karma will come your way. Right? And I want to keep addressing this other thing about being a woman, right? Because I want people to really understand how dumb it is to, like, say that I'm targeting a woman or something, or like that she should be absolved of guilt or, like, responsibility because she's a woman. Like, it's basically like saying if Hitler was a woman, he wouldn't have done something bad, right? Like, it wouldn't be his fault then because he's a woman. Like, do you realize how dumb that is? Like, please realize how stupid that is. Of one, people are just blatantly lying in the comments about things they say, the narratives that are happening here, that I'm deleting criticism, when most of the criticism is still here. I'm deleting people that are blatantly lying and saying things that are just not true and that has no grounds to the video, like making up, like, random shit that has no relevancy at all. And I'm telling them, watch the video or I'll delete your comment within an hour, right? Like, that is their choice. But again, you don't have to leave your emotion. You should not. This is not the place for it, right? And again, I feel like I've covered the woman part, and I hope you will understand why that isn't good to do for either your sake or anyone else. So again, just leave that to yourself. Other one is saying that I don't understand corporate structure, that I've never worked in a company, and that's completely irrelevant, because what you're basically saying, and this argument stands again no grounds. It will not withstand any sort of criticism at all, and the argument will break apart the second you challenge it. Because what you're basically saying is that only CEOs are responsible, right? It's like saying a store manager who hires kids for illegal labor isn't to blame, just the owner. Like, do you realize how stupid the argument is? Anyone working in any kind of corporation or anything at all, regardless of the position, has to some extent and some kind of responsibility. They have the ability to leave, they have the ability to speak up, they have the ability to report things that are being done that are bad, right? Everyone has some sort of ability to, or like, responsibility. But then she is a leader. She is upper management, which someone has said that, why are you making this? You should criticize upper management. Well, she is upper management, and I'm criticizing her. People are saying I'm harassing her, but again, if you watch the video, that's not true. And I cover the part right here somewhere where I say that everyone in these kind of, like, high powerful positions should have some more accountability, and why I feel like it's justified. So my justification for this is in the video, and no way, shape, or form do I believe this to be harassment, and that is just not simply true. Another guy said that I'm doxing her by showing her Twitter, but you can just simply Google 100% Nugget Twitter and it'll show up. It is no secret to anyone. So yeah, corporate one, really bad. Lying about things, saying you watch 70% of the video when you bring up a point which I covered 40% into the video just isn't true. There's just a lot of terrible takes here, right? Like, most of the people here have not watched the video. And I find that weird. Like, why do you feel the need to do that? And this defensive, like, ideology towards this kind of behavior is also just weird to me. Just like this guy that told me to go outside as a singular comment, unironically go outside, but it's a joke of a comment, right? Because in this space here, it just completely ignores and tries to make a joke, right? And it invalidates any acknowledgement of bad practices or predatory behavior within larger gaming companies, right? It's a terrible take. This guy here, do you have an actual job? Because I'm responding to comments on a Saturday. I deleted his comments because I don't care. I encouraged him to watch the video and then come back and bring some actual constructive criticism. But again, he just said, why are you commenting on comments that on a Saturday? Shouldn't you be working? You don't have a job. Because to my knowledge, most first world countries, it's not very common to work inside this unless you're working specific jobs. I have, of course, previously worked Sundays and Saturdays, 12 hours a day in the field that I work. So I understand that some people do, but it's not like common. It's more common to assume that someone doesn't work on a Saturday than it is to assume that they are working. So again, an educated comment. This guy here talks about sources, but it's covered even earlier into the video, just here and here, right? And again, I don't understand that. Like, it's just so much bad that just has no context or base or anything at all. It's just emotional comments all over the place. No one seems to like really be on side here. And I wish to some degree, because this is how I imagine most of these people. It's these kind of people like here, where originally before this guy faced criticism, this entire thing was basically don't give $250 to Riot. If you want to fuck them over, give them $200 instead. Then you can really fuck them over and like laugh at them and make them feel stupid. Ha ha ha. Like, sorry, I just need a pause. It is so stupid. Like, let's boycott Riot, bro. Let's give them only if you want to fuck over Riot and you really hate them, give them $200. And that'll teach them a lesson. Then they will lose millions of dollars because in reality you could have given them 250, but now you're only giving them 200. Like, what kind of like this is how fucked people's mindset is, where they feel like they have the upper hand when they are giving extreme amounts of money to these people, right? Just like the people said that I'm like criticizing her for the monetization and the money and the amounts they spend. No, I did not. I just said she makes a shitty fucking product and she's not exploiting the fact that people will still buy it, especially because it is a young and impressionable audience. So she should at least like ensure that the quality is like good, right? And worth the money. But she's part of this exploitation, which I again covered in the video. But that said that she was directly responsible for the monetization, I never did. So please, if you're going to make any kind of comment in the future, just make sure that you're not making a complete fool of yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what the majority of these people are doing. They're making jokes to themselves. Like, you're implying that she's incapable of responsibility because she's a woman. You're implying that if someone's a manager and they hire like kids to do labor for them, that it's completely fine because it's here to blame. Like, do you understand like the lack of logic there? Please. And in general, like, just keep your emotional takes out of it. Again, therapists, psychologists, it's good for everyone. Everyone should go. I highly encourage the majority here to go. Right? Like, get help. Like, this guy here tried to reason, but at the end of the day, he concluded that they showed on the screen, but that's obviously editing. They were not aware of that, or they could have been, who knows, right? But it's not factually accurate. The fact is they presented it as such and it was shown another thing, right? So like, what is true is not, but what is true is that they did say that. That is true. So I don't know. The TLDR is just get help. Like, this is not the place to like let go of your emotions. I don't care. I will delete most of your comments if I understand that it's not context. I will give you a warning, let you know to watch the video. Like, I can tell immediately if you have not watched it based on your terrible takes, right? And to say that I'm harassing her, it's also not true. I'm not harassing her. I'm not doxing her. I'm encouraging to not threaten her or like threaten violence, because obviously that's not right. But I think it's important to hold people accountable, right? To make change. So again, I just really wish that we could live in separate worlds, where the people like the ones here in this comment section criticizing me could live in the world where they just get fucked over in the ass and abused and exploited, and the ones like the European Commission and the ones pushing for change towards these like bad practices gets to live in another world, right? Because clearly you guys want to live in it, but you will not complain and you will feel happy when change actually happens. You will just sit there and cry and defend it because you have some emotional feelings towards the person being targeted, which again, I really don't care. They deserve it and it needs to be answered this. So yeah, responsibility is good. Sorry that you have not felt it or anything at all, but that's again not my problem. And yeah, I don't know. Good luck.